Obesity in America is a big problem. There's been a lot of conversation about the issue, but what are we actually doing to address this problem? Many commentators and people have opinions about how this has happened. Is it because of the fast food industry? Is it because people are just not being disciplined in their own eating habits? What's the cause? Today we're going to examine that.
You can get the best food in the world here, but you can also get the worst of the worst. I mean, really. And funny enough, the worst is also the cheapest, but you get it in huge amounts. And I would say that gives America a problem.
I still believe that the food in this country is still not as good as like other countries.
What are you eating over here?
Bagel.
What do you think about the food in the U.S. in general?
Most of the time it's rather heavy. Not really light.
The food of the US, I think is not so good.
The country is kind of set up with corn syrup and fast food, and you can easily fall into that trap.
I don't like things that are irradiated, that are genetically altered, that are, I worry about that. We have some very good things. Our food is very cheap, and that's probably because it's mass-produced.
People don't really care what they put in their food, in their stomachs. It's a me society. So if it tastes good, they'll eat it.
Definitely gluttons. We are gluttons.
I think people look to the government for miracles, and I think that folks don't have any sense of personal responsibility, and they need to get their acts together and just decide that they're going to eat right for themselves. However, a healthy food is more expensive, and if the government can do anything to lower that cost, then that's something that would be appreciated. Otherwise, I think folks come up with way too many excuses why they're not eating healthy.
Many people are into eating junk food and fast food today, but what are the healthcare costs? Is it really worth it? Are there benefits because of the economics, or is it that it's really affecting our health for the worse?
The healthcare system it's expensive. Insurance is expensive, and if you ever get sick, it's going to cost you a lot of money.
The healthcare system, for me personally, has worked out really well.
The escalating costs, I believe in a single-payer system because I think that's what's working in Europe. And people who want more than that can always buy that separately. So I would like that, because that way you would get away with the middleman, the insurance brokers, who really don't do anything for you. They're just sort of middle people who are involved in healthcare without really contributing anything to your health.
I think anyone should deserve the proper health care. Even if you can't afford it, it doesn't matter. Everyone needs it, regardless.
I think the same too. Everybody should be able to have health care, whether they could afford it or not. Everybody should have it. It's a necessity, just like jobs are. Everybody should have one.
Obama's healthcare system, do you think that'll make things better or worse, the same?
We don't know yet. We don't know what it is yet, but
It's 1,000 pages long, and we haven't read it.
Yeah.
It's not readable.
So you're hopeful that the reforms that we've undergone, do you think they'll help or hurt?
I think they'll help. I think, again, it's just a question of sorting through and getting people on board, getting people to agree and to realize that we are moving ahead. And the healthcare system is trying to include everyone, and we're moving ahead.
It's true that government and schools and parents have a responsibility, but as the youth, we have to make a conscious choice at some point and take responsibility for our own health.